Today, we'll be discussing macular degeneration. The first thing that patients ask me when they receive the diagnosis of macular degeneration is, am I going blind? I know it's a very scary condition, but I'm happy to share with you that with many of the treatments that we have today, we have the ability to not only improve, but also save much of your vision. In general, macular degeneration comes in two varieties. There's what's called dry macular degeneration and wet macular degeneration. Generally, most people with dry macular degeneration don't even know they have it unless they see their regular eye doctor and they're diagnosed with it. If the dry macular degeneration advances, sometimes patients can see distortion. Distortion means that when you look at a straight line with one of your eye covered, that there's a dip in that line. Your regular eye doctor or your retinal team will give you an Macular grid. It's a square with straight lines in it. You look at that grid with one eye at a time to look for any distortion, and that could be an indication that your macular degeneration is getting worse and that you should contact your retinal team right away. In terms of dry macular degeneration, I would generally subcategorize it as two kinds, mild and advanced. Really, patients with mild don't have any symptoms or have very mild symptoms, but in advanced dry macular degeneration, you may have blind spots. One example that I give to patients is, let's take a 1,000-piece puzzle and let's just remove a few pieces from the top in the center. That would be dry macular degeneration with a blind spot. In the past, we did not have any treatments for advanced dry macular degeneration, but thanks to our clinical trials department and due to advancements in the understanding and knowledge and treatment of this condition, now we have very successful treatments that can reduce the pace of progression and save as much vision as possible if you fall into that subcategory of dry macular degeneration. The second big category of macular degeneration besides dry is wet. And wet is what most patients fear. Wet is called wet because in the back of the eye, there is leakage of water from a blood vessel. Now, sometimes it's just clear water, sometimes it's actually blood. And the presence of this fluid or blood is what makes it wet macular degeneration. The key to wet macular degeneration is early detection. Many times I tell individuals, like a smoke detector in your home. A smoke detector does not prevent a fire, but if it goes off very quickly and you call the fire department, they'll come put the fire out and save as much of your house as possible. The same is true in wet macular degeneration. If through symptoms that you have that newly arose or through testing at the regular eye doctor, you're able to detect the new onset of wet macular degeneration, you'll see your retinal specialist right away, and they'll provide you with treatments to improve your vision, reduce your distortion, and protect as much of your vision for the long term as possible. These treatments come in the form of injections in the eye. When you come to see your physician, they'll explain you what that journey looks like. The good news is, in terms of advanced dry macular degeneration, we have effective treatments to protect as much vision as possible. And for wet macular degeneration, if detected early, we can save your sight. When moving back to the original question, Doctor, will I lose my vision? I have two general answers. One, in macular degeneration, only the central part of your vision is impacted. So your peripheral vision will always remain intact if you don't have any other eye conditions. But the more hopeful answer is that with our advanced treatments for advanced dry macular degeneration called geographic atrophy and our wet AMD treatments, we are able to both improve your vision in some circumstances and preserve your vision in most circumstances. And I'm very hopeful that we can help you on that journey. If you're having any symptoms of macular degeneration, such as blur in your central vision or distortion, call us at Georgia Retina.